Good morning, everybody. We're back up here. Another beautiful day. I've got a new hose for the processor and a bunch of hydraulic fluid and bar oil. Didn't bring the engine oil up, and most likely that's what I'm going to need. But we're going to see if I can get this hose back on and see if she'll fire up. We had a bit of a freeze up and some fresh snow. As you can see, there's more snow on the forwarder tires than mud, so I'm going to keep logging until the mud stops us one way or the other. Alright, so I got to climb in here. You can see up top there, I don't know if I can do this, up there where the hose goes. And then it comes down here and attaches to this valve bank right there. The only one, I probably should have put a rag around it, but there's no bugs or anything this time of year, thankfully. And then we'll have to haul some hydraulic oil up here and see if we can get her running. So I'm going to go ahead and fight with this thing, and I'll check back in with you before I fire her up and see if we can get a cold start video. Okay, so we got this hose back in right here. And it goes up yonder, up and around, and does up top. So, and then this is the hydraulic fluid pump right here, which pumps it up into the tank. So, I'm going to try and find somewhere to set you down, and we'll go give it a cold start. You got to turn on the master switch. Which is right here. I already checked the oil, but this is the dipstick for it here. There's still a fair bit on there, so, and we're on a slope right here, so don't want to add too much. Not that I won't lose it. Alright, let's see what we can put you down. Nice view. Clear blue skies today, just a little bit of wind. See if this little cedar tree that I tried to leave will hold on to you or not. Oop. I have to break this little branch and bend it over. Okay, I've got it figured out. See how it starts up after a cold night. And then we'll check for leaks. one open for a few minutes while this warms up, and just to check and make sure I don't see any more dripping, because hopefully I'll be able to get something done today. Alright. I'm gonna let this one warm up and go take a walk and figure out where I'm going next. And I'll take some video when I get back in the cab. Good afternoon, everybody. Finally got back up here, and hopefully we got a couple hours running today. Trying to cut trails. We're getting to the end of, well, start of spring, but the end of the snow. It's supposed to get cold tonight, so I'm hoping between tonight and tomorrow, I'm supposed to get a couple more inches of snow. I'll be able to work my way down and around, get down to the trail, and then there's another way I want to go up the hill there. But we got to get there first, so we're gonna let this machine warm up because it hasn't warmed up in a few days, and we're gonna take Cody Bear back down to the house because I don't like having the dogs up here when I'm working, in case a tree doesn't go the way I want it to and I end up schmucking one of them. That would not be a nice thing, and I don't think my wife would appreciate it. So this is the trail that I've been working on. Again, looks like a bomb, but there's some fresh deer poop over there, so the deer have been up here munching away. Probably chased them away when we were on our way up, but this is a trail that goes along the hillside here. It goes all downhill down there, as you can see. So once again, we're picking and choosing which trees I'm taking out. Trying to leave some of the nicest ones, but it's really hard to make decisions, because I want to leave enough that I get some regeneration back in here, but again, when I bring that bulldozer home, it's got an 11-foot blade, so this one here is a nice oak tree that I want to leave, hopefully, so that means that all those ones need to come out. And then over behind the machine in there, there's a really nice section of young white pines. I'll try and get a video of it before I cut into them. I want to try and leave as much of that section and let them keep growing, because they are very young and nice and straight. So let's take a walk back along the trail. This is the trail I was working on in my other video where I broke down and the drive motor came loose, and then I got it back going the next day. Never thought to film, but this is where we worked along to. I didn't go up the hill towards the fence line very far because I don't want to get the fence line too torn up. So over here, some more of these ones here are gonna have to come out. That one right there, that one's a nice big tamarack, so I want to try and leave that one. Probably take out these couple balsams there. And we got to get back in here, because if you look over here, those ones are dead. There's just lots of dead trees. That one there, that one's dead. These ones are all dead. And they just will fall over eventually. So we're trying to give it a haircut, but let's keep walking. So this is the trail that we're working on. This one's a nice little hemlock here, so I left the hemlock. There's that hemlock, and that one's a hemlock. Leave those two, hopefully they'll reseed. Oh, so that right there is a perfect example. So in the ice storm last week, that tree must have been, well, it could have been the tree or it was blowing like crazy. But that one looks like it's come down in the windstorm. It's amazing what wind and ice can do. So this is all gonna get pushed out with the dozer and do a nice trail. And we're gonna walk up the trail. So this section over here, that's all gonna become pasture. There's still some trees in there that need to come out, but when I work my way back through, again, I'm trying not to go over areas right now because as you can see, underneath all of this is puddles. Lots of puddles. And I don't want to tear it up too much. So a lot of these logs here, those are all pulp, all from dead trees. Could turn them into lumber on my neighbor's sawmill, but you have to pick and choose your battles, unfortunately. And there's a lot of dead trees to deal with. So let's keep moving. Although it takes a while for the hydraulics to warm up. So this tree should technically come down, but I kind of like the looks of it. It's kind of cool with that U shape in there. Almost a marker for the trail. So I think what's going to happen is we're going to come from over there. We'll have to probably put a culvert in where that stream comes down off that hill there. And put a culvert in there and put the road in through here in between the funny looking tree and then it goes up here. So this is where I was working towards in my last video. So this is the old skidder trail once again that they logged 40 something years ago. Oh, so again, ice and wind, and the two hemlocks survived, and I wanted to leave that spruce for the future, but let's go take a look at it. In the wind and the ice, she snapped right off because she's rotten. You see all, let me see if I can zoom in for you. See all those little holes in there? Those are all bugs. So they've eaten out the bottom of that tree, and it's probably rotten, probably somewhere up to here-ish. And it was a nice and healthy one too. So that's a bit of a bummer. Or it looked nice and healthy, I should say. It wasn't nice and healthy, but it looked nice and healthy from the top. That's why I was gonna leave it, because I didn't want to touch these hemlocks, but Mother Nature made my decision for me. So when I track back in here to cut that tree up, that one's coming out now too. I haven't really walked up here since the storm, so I'm both amazed and shocked that there aren't more trees down, to be honest with you. Come on, Clea Bear, let's go. Good boy. Okay. So again, all this dead stuff here, I found a company locally that has a big grinder. I gotta reach out to them and see what it'll cost to get them out here. Probably won't be this year, it'll probably be spring 2026 or summer 2026. This summer, I'm hoping I'll be able to buy an excavator. And then what I'll do is I'll rake all this stuff with the excavator and rake it all into a pile like this, close to the trail. And then the track chipper should just be able to track along, and the excavator will just feed it, grind it, turn it into chips on the trail, and then come through and push all the chips out onto our trails. And then that'll make a nice, beautiful trail for us to be able to ride the horses around the property. So this is where we broke down the other day. You can see how little snow is over there. That's where we were cutting out last fall. And to be honest, there are tons of trees in there that I could have taken out and probably should have taken out. But I don't want to take all of my trees out. I do like trees. But in certain places, there's too many trees. So It's amazing the amount of snow over there compared to over there. It's a whole different world. So, this is the trail. This is where we came up. We worked our way along here. Those are those two cedars I'm trying to keep. So this is going to be one of the main trails for the horses. And it'll come up here. Oh, I missed some trees. They got buried in the snow. So there's some there that need to go on the forwarder. There's a couple there that I've missed. And this is where we made it up to. So the trail is going to go up that way. That's towards the fence line, the property line. And then we are going to go down that way back towards the house. And this is all going to be pasture one day in the distant future. Oh, that tree completely uprooted. And that's the thing, as I take some of these trees out, it's going to make more work. But this will be a nice trail down here to ride the horses. Once we get this all pushed out. Lots of rocks here. It's rocks galore. But that's okay. Rocks make good fence lines. So yeah, let's walk down here. I'll show you where the pastures are going. So this whole area down here at the bottom of this hill, this will kind of give us a decent view of it. You know, for example, this spruce tree we left for now. That spruce tree's left for now. There's another one over there. And then you can see this is kind of where it's flat, all down here, around there. And we are over in the machine. It is over there running somewhere. So this flat section will turn into a pasture. And this over here, this is going to be a trail so that we can walk around the pasture with horses without bothering them in the summertime. So there's a lot of work to do. It looks like a bomb went off. Oh, there's another tree that got killed in the ice storm. Lovely. More firewood. So there's lots of trees that need to come back in and come back out. The work never stops. All right, I'm going to take the dog down to the house and we'll come back up and cut trees for an hour or two and see where we can get to. See anything there? luckily I found somebody that's local that's their business is one of the places that getting rid of wood byproducts and use of them. So contact them and see. Not gonna be this year, I don't think. But who knows? Maybe they'll come out for a year. Come out 1 year every year. Sort of thing. So obviously, a lot of these trees would be a lot easier than just an excavator, but you get into the big sections of trees, so it's a lot easier. This one, that one there is still alive, and that's a big honking rock. There, you can see it. That's a big hunk of rock down there. So, here, back down a little bit. Another big dead white pine. Yeah, that's what I was trying to say in my other video. A lot of these trees, you know, in the forest, that one there, I just cut the hole. Let's see if I can get this down here where you can see it. Again, this is not the whole tree I'm playing with right now. It's just half of the tree, believe it or not. And the top half is burst off when I so done in there. Again, these are just going to be end up probably just run these off in the shipper, but these beach footers, you know, it wouldn't be too bad to cut up for me for this work. It's dead, so it wouldn't be green, but the best work would already be dry. I'm not particularly better on the horses, so we're going to cut this end off here. Close our wheels, open our arms. Try to cut it deep footer out of this. And you're just out of head. And I'm still learning these controls. I've only had this machine for about, I don't know, probably close to a year now, but it has not run for a whole year. I was working. To be honest, he's better on this machine than I am. Not the knack for it. That's being served season right now. Here, he said he's got 150 trees chopped. So, he's been a little preoccupied, we'll say. Put it off. There we go. Close our irons. Send some up there. Keep our arms. See that the lock is still pretty solid. The outer side of it there would be rotten, but that inside still makes a decent bumper. So, a lot of this stuff, it's not saleable. The mill doesn't want it because they want all their lumber green. But for me, the worst is it doesn't work too bad. So, Beaver Stanley there, he's got the sawmill up in our walking yard of his. So, a lot of this stuff we're going to see. I want to cut some fence boards out of it. Get that one out of our way. Debating whether I should have bought this. This is not too low for picking up this dead stuff that up. But if I had an excavator, I'd have to go through here, knock all the trees out, and get out of the cab, cut them all up. This keeps me in the cab, keeps me hit with any deadfall that I don't want to get choked by. Walk a certain way and go try and avoid these trees. Pops up. Pop the chain off. Son of a gun. Alright, so at least I got this out. Hopefully I didn't break the chain. It just popped off. Pop the blade off, I ripped the tip off. Oh, son of a gun. Well, that's a rookie operator for you guys. Okay. I'm gonna have to hop out, get that blade off of there. Hopefully I didn't break the chain. At least I got all my parts in now. I can fix them all up. Son of a gun. Alright, well, let's go take a peek and see what I just did. Alright guys, well there's the chain. It doesn't look like I damaged the chain at all. But what I did do, there's a bar tip on there that I just managed to rip off. So, I'm going to have to undo those bolts there. Hopefully I have the right ratchet. I'll have to pop that off of there. Then fire the machine up. So let's put the chain up here for now on the track. Let's see if we can take a look and find our bar tip. There it is right there. Bent to heck. Son of a gun. So that's what happens if you don't lift your tree up high enough and the bar gets stuck in it and gets pulled back. So I have 3 new tips down in the house, so I'll have to get those and get this all fixed up. If it's not one thing, it's another. Hopefully I didn't wreck the actual bar itself. Ooh, it looks like I might have. See that there? And this part right here, I don't think it's supposed to be ripped open like that. Might have to get the welder out, put a couple tacks on it. Okay, let's see if I have the right machine or the right tools to fix this baby up. What are the chances this is the right? Not quite big enough. Okay, that's a 3/4, so we need a... Well, that's not a good sign. 13/16. Hopefully. And I don't have the right size by the looks of things, so that's another frustrating day. Never fails. Let me see if I have the right wrench at least. Maybe I can get it off with the wrench.